Hello everyone, this is Santesh Kalada, and today in this video I'll show you how you can integrate your Skool with n8n or make.com. And before I show you the automation, let me make few things clear. This is strictly for educational purpose because Skool does not provide an official API as of now. So this might be kind of like an unofficial method. And again, this method, since it is not the official method, this method might stop working in future. So if by any chance that happens, I'll update the new method in the description of this video. And you have two options. One is follow this video and you can recreate this automation in n8n or make.com. Otherwise, you can hire me to create this automation for you. And I have also given a link to hire me in the description of this video. So what does this automation do? So basically what this automation does is it watches for new members in your Skool group and adds them to your email list. Okay. So your email list can be in ConvertKit or MailChimp or any other tool. In my case, I'm using ConvertKit, so I'm showing an example with Convert. And why I created this automation? Because at present, Skool only offers an official integration with Zapier. But in my case, I'm a complete n8n lover. So I badly wanted to integrate with n8n. And if you compare the pricing also, the pricing of n8n is nothing compared to Zapier. Or in other words, Zapier is damn expensive. So what I'll do in this particular video is I'll create this automation in n8n. Of course, if you're someone who uses make.com, you could easily replicate this in make.com as well. So let's get started. First of all, let me just quickly show you the automation. So this is the automation. So you can ignore this part. Okay. This part is actually adding the list or adding the customers to my email list, which is not important because in your case, you might be using some other tools, maybe MailChimp, maybe Go High Level, anything. So this part you'll have to customize it according to whatever email client you are using. But this part would be the same. So what I've personally done is I've added a schedule trigger. Okay. You can add a schedule trigger by just searching for schedule trigger, add it here, and you can see trigger interval. So I have chosen hours and hours between triggers 2 hours. So what this automation does is it will run in every 2 hours. In every 2 hours, it will check if there is a new member added to the community. So I'll show you the manual process. Okay, I'll show you the manual process which will be automated. So I personally have this community called AI Growth, right? So it's a community of AI enthusiasts. So I'll show you how you can use AI to automate anything you want. Normally, if I'm doing this on a manual way, what I will do is I'll log into my community, go to the members section, and then what I'll do is I have to export this list. I'll click on the export this list, and from that list I have to choose the subscribers who joined in the last 2 hours or on the last day, and I have to add it to my email client. So we'll be automating this particular task. So as I said, the first step would be a schedule trigger, and next you need to add an HTTP node. So just search for HTTP, add the HTTP node here and choose the method as post. And here what to be given, I'll show you. So what you need to do is please watch the steps carefully, okay? Because even if you miss one step also, this automation won't work. So what I'll do is I'll click anywhere here and click on inspect, and I'll open the network tab. At present, it is empty. Now what I'll do is, see, I'm moving my mouse to this export button. I'm not sure if you can see. Let me see if I can. Okay, now it should be visible for all of you, I guess. Now what I'll do is I'll just go here and I'll click on this export button. All I'm doing is I just clicked on the export button. So as you can see, a lot of network, I'll click on all here. The file is also downloaded, but I'll click here on the all. See here, once I click on that button, a lot of requests would be made. So or as I said, you click right click, then click on inspect, then here choose the network. And here you'll see something called request bulk action. So just click there. So request bulk action with a yellow icon. That is what we would be interested in. And in that, click on headers. So in the headers, you will see a request URL. So just copy that request URL. Okay. So just copy this entire thing and go to your n8n automation, paste it here. Okay. So see, only till request bulk action you have to paste. This is the one. So I'll just paste it. So at present, what I'll do is I'll ignore this part and I'll copy only this much. I'll copy this and paste it here. Then click on send query parameters. In query parameters, for the first name, give it as type, and value should be bulk dash export dash CSV. Then name all dash members dash selected, and value should be true. And again, the second name should be members dash status, and value should be active. Now you want to select the send headers option. Click the, and you need to add all these headers. So what I'll do is I'll pause the video for now. So what you can do is you can just screenshot this and put it in ChatGPT and ask it to give it as text. So it will be easy for you to copy paste. So give everything as it is, and next, cookie. I'll just show you how you can get the cookie. So for that, just go here in the request headers. You have something here. In the request headers, you can see cookie. See here, you can see cookie. Okay, so this entire thing you have to copy. So just copy this entire cookie and paste it here. Then origin, it can be school.com, reference school.com, user agent. See this one. I think user agent should also be given. Yeah, should be somewhere here. See here, the user agent. This same user agent you can copy and paste it there. And then you have XAWS WAF token. Let me just quickly show you how you can get that. So for that also, just go here. And if you scroll down, you will see the exact token here. XAWS-WAF-token. So whatever is your token, you can copy it. So you can get the XAWS WAF token from here. Just copy the entire token and paste it here. Okay. And here you again have one more cookie. Only difference is that the cookie C is not capital, and the same cookie which you have used here, you can put it here. And in JSON, see, you have to send body, and in the body you can give this exact same JSON. Okay, exact same JSON. Again, you can get this by going to your community, and here the same thing, this request bulk action, select that, and in that payload, if you go down, you will see this one. Okay, so you need to give, see, you need to give it in the exact same format like I have shown in this video. And if everything works, what you can do is just test this particular step. And if you test this particular step, you should be getting an output like this in this site. Okay. So that means that the first step is correct. So the first step would be getting the file ID. Now we need to, from this file ID, we need to extract the download link. So for that, again, just go here, add an HTTP node, connect it to this previous node. And here you have the URL. So URL should be https://api.school.com/files/ then you need to get the file ID. The file ID which we got from the previous step. So just drag and drop it here. After file ID, there is a slash, and then there is download URL. And again, headers should be there, and use all the same headers as the last one. Okay, so cookie and everything you got in the previous step, the exact same things. Okay, then AWS token, everything is the same as last step. And send body, and actually this body part is not necessary, so you can switch it off. So that is for that particular step, and again test that particular step as well. And once that particular step is done, you will be getting something like this. You will be getting a download URL like this, and it will be inside this JSON item called data. Next, you need to download that file. Again, add an HTTP node, and in the HTTP node, just add this exact same. Just drag and drop this data here. Okay, and here you need to get all these parameters, that is the expire, signature, and key pair ID. So see here you have a lot of network requests, right? So we need to get all these values shown here. So for that, this in the network request, just select this option called doc. Okay, document. Then you will see something here. Just select that, and there you can see expires. This is the expires, and signature. This is the value that should be given in the signature. and this is the key pair ID, and this is the value that should be given here. So you can get all these values and paste it here. And then in the headers, same things which we have used earlier. Then accept encoding, accept language, cache control, then user agent, everything that we have used in the previous step. Then just test that particular step. So if you test that particular step, if everything is working, you would be getting an output like this, community members.csv. Okay. Whenever you click on the export button, that is the file name you would be getting. Okay. With that particular step is done. Now we need to see, once we download that CSV file, we need to extract all the data, right? For that, what we'll do is here we'll add extract from file, and I'll choose CSV. Click on CSV, click, and I have added it here. And here, just whatever is the file name in the previous step, it would be, see, in all the cases, it would be community members.csv. So just add it here and test that particular step. Okay. So see, in my community, there is almost 870 members. So that is why there's many items. Then what I'll do is I am adding a limit node. See here, I'm adding a limit node here. And in the limit node, see, maximum items you need to give. See, I'll explain the logic, how this works. All this I'm doing because there is no official API. If there was an official API, all these steps would have been easier. See, as I told you earlier, this particular automation, it runs every 2 hours. So I know that in my community, in every 2 hours, there won't be more than 15 people. Okay. I don't need to check. See, whenever in that community members file, there will be the total number of members in your group. So if your group has 10,000 members, all these 10,000 members will be there. So I cannot check, like if you're using an automation like n8n or make.com, I cannot check all these 10,000 members one by one and see if it exists in my database. So I have a calculation in my mind, because every 2 hours maximum only 15 members would join my community. See, if 15 members join your community also, that means that in a day, I know that maximum would be 75 people would be joining. Okay, maximum 75 people would be joining in my community on a daily basis. So you can give that limit accordingly. In my case, I know that in 2 hours, maximum 15 people would join. Because what this limit node does is, it takes the top 15 items in that CSV file. Okay, because it is arranged in ascending order. That is, latest members would be there in the top. So I have given it as limit as 15 members. Okay, so the top 15 members, top 15 members in that CSV file would be extracted. And then what I'll do is, see, this particular step, it is not compulsory because I am using ConvertKit, and if you're using some other emailing tool, the method would be different. Okay, so please change it accordingly. So I'll just walk you through the logic here. So what I'll do is, for all these 15 members I've extracted, I added a loop over items node. Then what I'll do is, I'll search for that subscriber in ConvertKit. I'll see if that subscriber exists. And I have added a if node. And in the if node, I am just checking if the subscriber actually exists in my ConvertKit account. My logic is kind of like the opposite. Okay. If the subscriber does not exist, it will return true. If the subscriber exists, it will return false. If it is false, again, I'll go to this loop over items again and go to the next subscriber. If the subscriber is not there in my database, what I'll do is, I'll create the subscriber, and I also add a ConvertKit node, because again, here in n8n, the native integration of ConvertKit is not that good. That is why I'm using an HTTP node here. And again, I'm using the ConvertKit node in this particular step. That is just to tag the customer. Okay. So I'll tag the customer like that, and I'll just log into my See, in my ConvertKit account, if I go to my sequences, see here, there is a welcome sequence. So see, there is a welcome sequence like this. So I have set up the automation. 6 emails are there. Okay, so a 7-day sequence with 6 emails. So they will be added to this particular automation. Again, I have added an automation here in ConvertKit. Again, these steps are not necessary for everyone. I'm just showing you how I work. So I have added a logic here that if someone is added to a tag called new members, they will be added to the sequence called welcome sequence. And once they are done with the sequence, they'll be added to another tag called welcome sequence completed. Okay. That's because in future when I'm sending broadcast messages, it would be easier for me to segregate the audience. So I hope this video was clear, and if you have any doubts, please let me know in the comment section below. And if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. And once again, I would like to remind you, like, if by any chance you don't want to go through all this hassle by yourself, just let me know. You can hire me and I'll set up the entire automation for you in your account. And once again, please use this for educational purposes only. As I told you, this is not the official API. This is just an unofficial method. Okay? So have a great day, guys. Thank you, and I'll see you later.